This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with SB Sports. We're delighted to be joined once again with the BUI Celtic Heavyweight Champion, the Bomber, Thomas Carty. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. Good. Sounds good. That sounds fantastic. You actually go again. Introduce me again. It sounds good.
BUI Celtic Heavyweight Champion, the Bomber,
Yeah.
Thomas.
A long time coming. A long time coming. Sounds good. I'm happy. I'm happy.
I guess it's what pretty much 3 months exactly to the day since obviously your last fight in the three arena. Like anybody that's sort of been to that fight and sort of come away from it, all the talk, I guess the results sort of didn't go the way for a lot of Irish fighters on the card, but for you, I guess positive, obviously, the fact that the place was nearly bunged by the time you were coming into the ring. So the Bombers certainly making a statement in Irish boxing that everybody was there to see you. And obviously, it was a good side hustle, the fact that Katie Taylor was fighting on the card as well.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a bit brash to say, but yeah, no, it worked out really well. I didn't expect it to be as busy as, last minute I got moved up a little bit on the card with Terry Harper's fight falling through, which turned out to be fantastic for me. Obviously everybody got word and people were there early from 7. So Eddie Hearn said it was better than some main event atmospheres that he's seen before. The atmosphere for my fight at 7 o'clock. So that meant a lot to me because I'm a big fan of boxing, and I know, having been to some fights before, big fights like some AJ fights and some Dillian White fights and some big fights in the UK, that people don't come in until the main event. You know what I mean? They literally leave it until the co-main is finished and then come in and fill up their seats. But for 7 o'clock, the place was bouncing.
I couldn't get over obviously how full it was, and I've obviously been to quite a lot of obviously Irish shows, and as you say, it's sort of until like a co-main, even towards maybe the end, depending on how the nature of the fight. But for people to be in there and quite a lot of people to be in for 7 o'clock, it only done good things for Irish boxing. With the fact that Eddie Hearn's now obviously coming back with obviously Katie and Chantel again in November, and they know the tickets will probably sell even quicker again this time than they did the last time.
Yeah, absolutely. It hopefully gives me a few more tickets this time, because last time it was, needle in a haystack trying to get tickets for people. I have a massive fan base, had a massive fan base at the time. It's quadrupled in size since. So hopefully I get a couple more than I did last time, because there's an awful lot of people close to me disappointed that I couldn't secure them tickets,
When the Irish heavyweights in town, everybody wants to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we bring the crack, we bring the buzz,
Would you obviously say, in terms of boxing, that obviously, I guess it's nearly sort of a given, but that atmosphere and everything else, that's your best moment in boxing so far?
Without a shadow of a doubt, yeah. I knew it would be. I did a really good job, I think, in the build-up of the fight, not to blow things out of proportion in my head of how massive it was going to be for my career, how massive an event it would be for Dublin and Ireland in itself, boxing-wise. I tried not to dwell on it too much, but only looking back, I realised how big it was, and how fast it came around. And it was massive. Probably one of the best moments of my life, to be completely honest with you.
I didn't want to go that far and sort of, because obviously I know obviously Shannon and everybody else to be going here, what's going on?
Absolutely. No, listen, without a doubt, one of the best moments of my life. Like, anyone that knows me well knows that I put my all into this. I have no other job. I'm all in here. You know what I mean? I'm all in on this. So this is my career. This is how I plan to buy my house in the future. This is how I plan to feed my future kids and to secure a life for me and my family going forward. So the fact that things are going as well as they are, and that just that kind of rounded off how special of a moment it was for me.
And do you think, like, you're only six fights in, you 5 KOs as well? Did Jay McFarlane, I guess, obviously, I know he's had a bit of banter back and forth in fight week and everything else, but he's still friendly, and I know he's come out since and obviously said a lot of great things about you. But did him having the banter and the crack and press conference day and obviously the weigh-in, did that help the settle the nerves for you coming into the fight? Because you're going to be nervous, obviously, walking out. You dreamed to fight in the 3 arena and to walk out. Did that help you settle your nerves going into the fight, knowing that he was playing the villain?
He was playing the villain, but I told everybody, anyone that was really close to me on fight, I kept my circle small fight week, because it was so hectic. But anyone that was close to me, you could see me kind of rising up at the weigh-in, doing a bit of pushing and stuff. It was all put on. I'm very cool and calculated, and like I said in interviews leading up to the fight, I don't need to hate anyone or need any fake animosity to be there or any WWE tactics to be there for me to punch someone's head in. You know what I mean? I'm super competitive, regardless of smack talk or whatever someone's saying or doing. I'm super, super competitive. So did it help settle the nerves? No, I was cool and calm anyways. You know what I mean? I don't think it had affected me whatsoever. And any rising up that I did was all orchestrated from my side. You know what I mean? Completely fake, to be honest with you. Yeah, I listened back to some interviews Jerry's done, and he reckons he got under my skin. Definitely not. It would take a lot more than that to get under my skin. Smack talk. Everyone smack talks. Spend 5 minutes on Twitter, you know what I mean? And everybody smack talks. So, nah, it didn't help me settle the nerves. I was cool and calm by myself, to be completely honest with you. I do an awful lot of work on my mental fortitude and my mental strength. I spend a lot of time working on it actively. So, no, it didn't help me settle my nerves. I was settled myself anyways. I would have been the way I was, regardless of pre-fight antics.
And I guess a proper way to obviously win the belt as well. Obviously with a big stoppage. When you sort of dreamed of that moment and obviously getting victory, was it everything you thought it would be? You were sort of doing the motorbike on the ring. The ring sort of step, so to speak. It seems to be a thing.
Yeah,
that fighter gets a win nowadays. And they jump on the ropes and sort of try and make a mess of
it. Do you know what? When I thought, I did a lot of visualizing before May 20th, because like that, it was the pivotal moment in my career, pivotal moment in my life, to be completely honest with you. I did a lot of kind of forward thinking heading into it, and it went as I imagined it would. I'd expected a tough fight, but I knew a big KO was coming. I knew it had to come. I needed to make a statement regardless. I knew I had to come. So it went the way I imagined it would go, but it definitely did still exceed my expectations. It was better again. It was way better than I even imagined, but it went how I imagined it would go. Maybe not so early, maybe not in such dramatic fashion, but I knew I was going to win and win in style. But that was just the icing on the cake.
And I know when we spoke previously, you obviously said you wanted like a Pierce O'Leary moment. Obviously.
Yeah, Pierce, yeah. Big bang. I wanted a real big, flashy knockout. And, Pierce has been doing his thing. Fair play to Pierce, because he's inspired that in me, you know what I mean?
It's how you get people talking, particularly with heavyweight boxing. People want to see knockouts. Nobody wants.
This is it. Like I said about Smack Talk, some people's careers are built on Smack Talk. I want my career to be built on knockouts. I want people to come see Thomas Carty, the knockout artist, not Thomas Carty, the Smack Talk perfectionist. You know what I mean? No. I'm in this for boxing, you know what I mean? And there's the likes of those promotions, misfits and stuff like that. If you want to do all that stuff, that's the route you need to go. I'm in this for the boxing side of things, you know what I mean? I want more big knockouts. That's what I want. That's what the people want,
And I guess in a way as well, obviously it misconstrues people from thinking you're something different than you are. I guess not to sort of slate Tyson Fury, because you've been in Tyson Fury's company. He's probably the most soundest, humblest person in the world, because they put on an act. It's saying people,
one of the best people, one of the nicest people in boxing, Tyson Fury.
But it's whether people then know, are you being real? Or it's how people you really want people to understand you for who you are. So if you
exactly
talk right about, people know who you are.
Exactly, this is it. You know what I mean? And I think boxing is one of those sports. People are going to talk negatively, regardless whether if you're the nicest person in the world or whether you're playing the villain. People are going to talk regardless. So I think it's best in boxing to stay true to yourself and be who you are, and not try and put on a fake facade. You know what I mean?
Dalymount Park, obviously, I know you've been there since I was at the belt. It becomes more of a reality for you now rather than a dream. It's right. You've been there, you've been on the pitch with the belt and everything else. I guess for you now, that's obviously you're going to be back on the 3 Arena card, and you're obviously going to be co-main in the RDS. But that's your next big goal now, is Dalymount Park.
Yeah, my own show. That's something me and my team, Pascal and my team, are looking into at the moment, is running my own show for me. And we've been scouting venues. Dalymount Park is an obvious one. The practicality side of it, we're not too sure, but Dalymount Park is the dream. And where I'm sitting now at 6-0, the things I dreamt about when I was, before I turned pro, all these scenarios and kind of ambitions and hopes I had in boxing are a lot more real now than they ever have been. At 6-0, I have the world in my hands, really. I need to keep winning, keep doing what I'm doing, keep getting people talking about my boxing. You know what I mean? That's the main thing. And anything's possible. You know, I know it's cliche. I hate saying anything's possible, but it's true. It's true. You know, a lot of the stuff that I dreamt about already in boxing, I have I've completed. You know, I've completed an awful lot of things on my bucket list already. So anything is possible at this stage in the game. 6-0. It's up to me and my team. And you know, if I was to take what's happened already as a sign of what's to come, you know, Dalymount Park, definitely, yeah.
And obviously you created history as well. Obviously the first Celtic heavyweight champion. Obviously I know with it, the last Irish heavyweight champion was Tyson Fury, but you obviously, as I'd said to you in Fight Week, you know, creating history and becoming the first BUI Celtic heavyweight champion. So in a nutshell, obviously everybody's going to remember the first one that done it. So, you know, you're the first Celtic heavyweight champion. So it's another proud moment to have as well.
Absolutely. First name on the belt, you know, first name of many I can imagine as well. Boxing in Ireland is booming at the moment, and Ireland, Scotland, Wales is booming. So first of many names on the belt, but it's mine for as long as I want to have it. That belt is mine.
Obviously Thailand, you're just back from, obviously you don't have too much of a tan about you. I guess you're like me, you sort of burn, but obviously what an experience, you know. And I sort of been mailing you back and forth in days, you know, countries like Thailand or meditation sort of countries, you can obviously relax and unwind, but whilst you were there, it wasn't just a holiday. You're obviously there and you were doing plenty of training.
I went for 3 weeks and I had 2 rest days, and every other day I trained twice a day, to be honest with you. Shout out to John Boy Hutchinson. And you know, me and John have been messaging back and forth about me coming to Thailand, because I had these 3 weeks in mind all along the last year. I knew I'd be free for these 3 weeks to go train somewhere. And I've always seen people going to Thailand doing camps. Not that things are getting a bit stale, but I wanted a break from my mind. I needed to get out of the country and, you know, switch off from the goings on of home for a while. So we were messaging back and forth, and the night before I just booked the flight and let John Boy know. Said, listen, I'm coming. I'm definitely coming now. Booked the flight, got over there, and it was everything I dreamed of, to be honest, because it's really lit a fire in me that it's probably never been burning as big, to be completely honest, since I turned pro. It's made me reflect and kind of, you know, it was my first time not switching off, because as I said, I had 2 weeks. I had 3 weeks over there. I didn't get to switch off, but I was training twice a day, every day. But it got me out of the routine of being in Dublin, and I had a lot more time to myself, you know. And I could reflect on the last 2 years and see how far I've come and see what I've accomplished in such a short space of time. It's made me even more hungry for the future, you know, way more hungry than I was going over. So I came back a different animal, completely different animal coming back from Thailand. And I owe John Boy Hutchinson an awful lot for that, because we worked hard every day. We worked the house down every day over there, you know.
I guess that's bad news for obviously any heavyweight fighters. Obviously, when they're hearing that, when they're a new improved bomber on the list, you know, it's
like for 2 years, I've been switched on. I've been a professional 100% of the time for 2 years, non-stop. And for me to be able to say I'm more ambitious now than I've ever been, you're right. It's bad news for any other heavyweights on my trajectory, you know, on my collision course, because I've never been more motivated. No matter who I fight in the future, you can guarantee they're not more ready than I've been, or than I will be. That's a fact. And that's something I promised myself when I turned pro, that I will never, ever go into a fight or take a short notice fight that I'm not ready for. You know what I mean? I'll always stay ready. So if I got a call the same fight in 2 weeks' time, I'm ready, because I'm a true professional. I'm training all the time. You know what I mean? I owe it to myself to do this properly. And like I said, I have no other source of income. This is my main and only source of income, boxing. So I'm making sure I give myself the best chance possible by staying professional, staying in the gym. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean you have to be boxing all the time, you know? After fights, I take a couple of weeks off boxing. I might go extra days in the gym, extra days conditioning with my S&C coach, John Conlan, you know?
And I guess, you know, would you recommend that to a lot of people to sort of reset and things? Because, you know, when you have that big adrenaline rush what you would have had with obviously the 3 Arena in Dublin, fighting in Katie Taylor's undercard, you know, the first big card in 10 years in Dublin, you know.
Yeah.
When you have that sort of high and the weeks pass by and you sort of get that come down from it, you need something to reset yourself and go again.
Yeah, absolutely. I was straight back in the gym after May 20th. I went on a holiday with my missus for a week, but was still training while on holidays. Never took a break from training, but went on a holiday. Was straight back in the gym as soon as I got back. Hungry for more, hungry for the next one. And I never really got a chance to kind of take in what had happened over the last 2 years, because it was 2 years to the week that I turned pro. May 20th was. So it was 2 years non-stop. So not, like I said, things, not that we're getting stale at home, but I needed those 3 weeks away in Thailand. New place, new environment, you know what I mean? New coach, just for a couple of weeks, you know, and really lit a fire. And now I'm back now with Pascal, feeling more motivated than ever. But I built a relationship with John Boy that I will definitely be going back to John. I've said it to myself every 6 months, to be completely honest, because 3 weeks in Thailand is like doing 12 weeks here in Dublin, you know, in terms of focus. And so now you're not getting quality sparring out there is the only thing. It's majority MMA fighters and Thai boxers. But there is an awful lot of good boxers there, like the likes world champion Tim Zhu. He does all his camps there, you know. And so it's growing for boxing. And I'd like to take some sort of commission out of every boxer that's going to go there now after me being there, because you can guarantee, I said it to him in the gym, I said it's going to blow up for you in Tiger Muay Thai. It's a massive facility, one of the best facilities I've ever been in, and you can guarantee the boxers are going to be flooding in over there from now on.
And I guess also,
it only takes one person to go to tell everybody and show how good somewhere is, to open the floodgates for everybody else. So I'll definitely be going back. I'll be bringing a few lads with me as well. And, you know, I'm expecting to see a lot more Irish fighters over there in the future. Irish boxers, not just MMA and Muay Thai fighters, because they're already there, the Irish ones. They've already, you know, they already heard the secret of how good Thailand is. But for boxers, for me, it was a godsend, to be completely honest. And I'm very, very grateful to be in a position that I can go and, you know, reap the rewards of doing a full hard 3 weeks over there and come back straight into camp with a fight date. It's fantastic.
And obviously you're back in action, and obviously in 3 weeks and 6 days. Obviously 4 weeks time it'll be done and dusted, but obviously you're going to be co-main eventing the Conlan Boxing show in the RDS Arena. The first show in the RDS since Barry McGuigan in February 1986. So in a way, obviously it's creating another bit of history there as well. But you're obviously getting the pleasure of obviously co-main eventing what looks on paper is going to be an amazing night of boxing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a real honor for me, you know, considering some of the names on the that have been announced on the fight. You know, I'm co-main event. It's a real honor for me. You know, it definitely is, and that might sound cliche as well, saying it's an honor, but it genuinely is, because for them to see the value in me and the hype and the excitement with me, and for me to be co-main event on such a huge card, because it's massive, huge card back in the capital city. It goes to show you that I'm not messing about in this sport, and that, you know, there's big things coming, and this is, you know, this is the start of what's to come for Thomas Carty.
And I guess when you're sort of seeing, you know, other fighters sort of, you obviously haven't had a domestic sort of fight, because it's nearly impossible sort of by the way things are heavyweight boxing, but some other ones are going to get the sort of climb onto the coattails. Obviously, if you you know, winning an Irish title, or obviously winning a Celtic title, there's obviously dreams and aspirations there for others in the card. So everybody's sort of hoping you bring everybody else along on the card.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, what an opportunity for kind of some of the guys starting out as professionals to be able to get on this card as well, because that's how it works. You know, my first couple of fights, I think I made my debut in Belgium, and I fought all Matchroom cards since. And, you know, I'm the first couple of fights, and I'm piggybacking off the big names, you know, and it's such a great opportunity to get the exposure on these massive cards, whether it's opening the show or not, you know what I mean? And it's just fantastic to be involved so early in your career. And listen, it's still early in my career. I've only 6 fights, you know, six professional fights. So it's still early days for my career. So it's great for all of us, you know, and like that, without the likes of a Tyrone McKenna fighting for a world title, the card probably wouldn't go ahead, you know what I mean? So big props to Tyrone McKenna, a real good servant for Irish boxing. And this is his big chance now, world title shot. You know, not everybody in boxing gets to finish up their career and say that, you know. I'm hoping someday to be in a position like Tyrone. That's my dreams and aspirations, to have a big chance like that.
Would there be an arena big enough in, well, obviously with Croke Park, I guess obviously it would be big enough, but obviously
yeah. Thomas Carty fighting for a world title. That'd be a special one. I don't know. I think we could do the Aviva or Crow Park maybe. Yeah.
The last time we actually spoke on Zoom as well, you were actually going to buy. Were you buying a kayak? Was it a kayak, and you were going to go down the Liffey? Remember you'd said
Jet ski.
jet ski. So that's
Jet ski. I think
as well.
I didn't get a chance to buy the jet ski. I thought it was a bit of a waste of money, so I just rented one out when I was in Spain. Got it out of my system. Got it out of my system.
I did. The fad's gone now. I'm no longer interested.
No, I wasn't interested anymore. Yeah.
But I guess in some ways, you know, we're obviously seeing the Gary Cully effect. Obviously, got the sort of a temporary sort of thing in Matchroom, and then they've seen the potential and signed him. Is there obviously a potential of obviously, would that be the next sort of dream or goal for you? That obviously, did you get a full-time contract with Matchroom, or you know, has there been discussions on that and whether you could be a regular mainstay in Matchroom, or are you happy to have the no ties that can go from show to show?
I'm in a great position at the moment where there's an awful lot of promoters interested, seriously interested in signing me exclusively. You know, I've been operating as a free agent at the moment, and more people than you think probably in boxing operate as free agents too, believe it or not. The operating as a free agent has been very, what way would I put it? Operating as a free agent has been very resourceful to me. You know, it's made things quite easily accessible. You know, if I needed a warm-up fight, I can take a warm-up fight anywhere on any promotion. It's been great, to be completely honest. So it's a big commitment to sign with sign exclusively with a promoter. There's an awful lot interested at the moment. So listen, I don't know the game as well. All I do is fight. So I leave it up to my management team. There's talks ongoing with a lot of people at the moment. And, you know, the dream is obviously to have serious backing from a big promotional outfit. But as you've seen, as a free agent so far, I've done pretty well. Gotten great exposure out of the last fight, not being signed exclusively to Matchroom. But fighting on Matchroom shows we have a great relationship. So who knows what the future holds? Who knows what the future holds? But it's been fantastic the way it's been so far. So the future shall tell. You know, Gary seems to have a great setup there at the moment. He's getting great plugging from Matchroom. They're doing a great job promoting him, and it's something that I would love myself as well. So if everything falls right and you know, everything's right in the background, I can't see why it wouldn't happen. But absolutely, there's definitely talks ongoing.
I guess it's money talks sometimes, and particularly, obviously, you know, with anything.
Yeah, but the rant that I've just done for the last 5 minutes has been summed up in a little small sentence from yourself there. Money talks, yeah.
It's not too often I'm obviously on the ball with this, as you well know.
You summed it up well there, Steve. You summed it up well. Money talks, yeah. I suppose, yeah, cut out all the crap I've just said. Money talks, yeah.
Money talks. Obviously, as you know, obviously I put out for questions last night. Obviously, some people think when you put out questions, you're not asked their question and things like that. I try to put out as many questions as I can. Unfortunately, sometimes I'll limit it to 40 minutes in Zoom because I'm too tight, like yourself, to spend any money on something.
Absolutely. Well, here I'm on 4% battery at the moment, so let's get a couple of questions done.
Let me see. So we've one here from Derek Gavin. It says, "Why does his hair and beard? Who does his hair and beard? They look fresh."
Yeah, do you know what? He's not wrong. He's not wrong. In fairness, my mate Darren McLaughlin cuts my hair, and he is the owner of 400 male grooming in Cabra, Dublin 7. We'll sort you out, Steve, if you ever want to trim when you're up for the fights. No problem. VIP service will get there.
Red grey hairs.
He'll try his best.
Obviously one that and I'm not sure if you've obviously seen it because you were in Thailand and everything else. A couple of people have actually, so we can narrow this down a bit. The big one, when's Carty v Fisher happening? It's a fight everyone wants to see.
Yeah, that's a fight that's being built for the future. Realistically, can't see it happening anytime soon. We're definitely on a collision course, that's for sure. You know what I mean? Absolutely. But I can't see it happening anytime soon. A lot of people said for the November card, it won't happen, but for the November card.
I think it would only be right that if, Johnny Fisher obviously sells tickets, she sells tickets, obviously they can build that down the line. And in some ways, I'd probably say it'd be unfair to put Johnny Fisher in with yourself at the moment because of the experience you have. Yes, he's knocking people out and everything else, but you need to have more on a punch when you're in against someone else that can punch.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, anybody above 17 that we can all punch. You know what I mean? There's no surprise there. We can all punch. If we were to fight, we'd have to fight on neutral ground in Scotland or something like that. I think it'd only be fair. We'd have to fight in Scotland, maybe.
Obviously, I could nearly sort of answer this one of myself. Thoughts on the potential rumoured fight down the line with Steve Robinson. I guess Steve Robinson probably can only have himself to blame. You know, it may have been a fight that was in the works, but he was obviously beaten by our journeyman a few weeks ago. So I'm guessing obviously any potential of that fight happening is probably faded.
Yeah, I'm not too sure where the rumours came from, to be completely honest. I don't think Eddie Hearn ever even mentioned it. I don't know, maybe someone online might have mentioned it. I don't think Eddie ever spoke about it, to be honest. I haven't seen any video of him speaking about it or heard from anybody that he actually mentioned anything. I don't know where the rumour came from, but as a fight, I'd definitely be open to it. Yeah, 100%. Definitely. But in terms of seeing it happen, I don't know. Yeah, no problem. I just fight you I'm told to fight, to be completely honest. It's a good fight, yeah. Couldn't miss him. I think he's 6'8" or something like that. Can't miss a lad like that, you know what I mean?
He likes to dress like Drago as well.
Does he? Yeah. Well, you know how Rocky and Drago went.
Have a good character sort of thing for the fight. Obviously, they have you as Rocky, and obviously as him obviously as Drago.
I think I speak a little bit better than Rocky, I'd hope. A small bit better.
And the same person obviously asked, do you still have ambitions to obviously win the Irish heavyweight title?
That's the dream. Next name on the belt since Tyson Fury, but you know, can we fabricate someone? Can we pretend someone's Irish or something for the night? Or we'll see. We'll see.
Maybe Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn would fit as a heavyweight at the moment, just change his nationality to Irish. And...
This is it. We might get Eddie in the ring. We'll see.
But we've sort of got the end of a question, sort of time well, obviously, with your battery. I'd actually one final question. I'm not obviously going to reveal the name, but obviously someone had asked, why are you so sexy? I'm thinking you put somebody up to this.
Listen, the people have spoken. The people have spoken. Why is he so? I don't know. My mom maybe like this. Did you? My dad's not bad looking bloke either.
Your mom messaged me.
It wasn't me, man. No, maybe it was me, man. A fake profile.
But obviously it's great to catch up. We always have a laugh and a joke and everything else. So I guess we'll not have too long before we have to do the next interview. Obviously, 16th of September, you're obviously co-main event in the RDS show. Obviously, for anybody that's after tickets, and rather than obviously mailing you to ask you, do you have tickets? You will obviously have your own direct link for tickets.
Yeah, I think
physical tickets.
I think everyone that's on the card, I think, has their own link. So, you know, anyone that's watching this interview that follows me, go use my link for tickets. Just go use. I think it's in my bio on Instagram. I've sent around a message on WhatsApp to any groups that I'm in. So yeah, if you're looking for tickets, contact me. And if you don't want to contact me because you don't like talking to me, but you still want tickets, link is in the bio. So yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. Well, Thomas, obviously, thanks very much for your time as always. I'm hoping, obviously, now that we've started a laugh and a joke, I never got my coffee in Dublin at the Three Arena show. So this time around.
Listen, mate, this time, yeah, I'm sponsored by, I don't know whether you can see them there. See the blue? See the blue one?
Yeah.
1010. That's the best coffee in Dublin. Yeah, you have to drive by it to get to Dublin. So I'm gonna make sure that you're looked after VIP on your way to Dublin next time. Drop in there. It's just as you come off the M1, and just coming down by the airport, just on the right hand side there. I'll make sure you get looked after. Don't worry. All expenses paid for, included. Don't worry. You pick what you want. It's paid for.
You knew you weren't going to get away from an interview without being mentioning the coffee.
Absolutely, 100%. Everyone calls me tight, but I don't know where to get this from.
I think I know the source. I think your brother Liam's starting some of it.
Well, I'll be having a word with him, that's for sure. He won't get paid, because here, I paid him for helping me the last. He won't get paid for this fight, that's for sure.
I think if he dropped me a DM and he watches the interview, he say that I'm a tight. But look, obviously, it's a pleasure as always to catch up. We'll see you in 3 weeks' time when obviously you move to 7-0 as a pro.
100%, Steve. Looking forward to it. Thank you as well. Thank you. You've been blasting out the interviews lately, so well done. Great content.
That's Super Sunday finished now. That's the third one done of the day, Super Sunday. So it's 9:30 now. I'll aim to have us out by 10:30 in the evening.
Flying, absolutely flying.
Definitely. Well, listen, we'll catch up with you soon, Thomas, and you enjoy the last couple of weeks of your camp.
Good man, stay out. Talk to you in a bit.
Cheers. Take care, mate. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.